All right, here we go. Week one, diving right into the adventure of human optimization. If y'all didn't catch my video last week, I am starting an intensive program with a phenomenal coach, Jeremy Coaster, who is a human optimization consultant. And I'm going through an 8-week course that really gets in there, figures out where all of the stuff is coming from that makes me think the things I think, do the things I do, how to live in that more consciously, make more choices, have more control over things instead of just living by what's been given to me or what I've accepted or adopted, and really start living from that space. So in 2017, we're going to that next level. It's the theme of the year. We're leveling up. And this process, this program is a huge part of that for me. So I'm super excited to report on my first week of being optimized. And this week we're going over beliefs and really the idea that everything we think and do becomes from a belief. And it's, where are those beliefs coming from? And do we really accept them? Like, if we really think about it, or are they just there because they've always been there, right? So we went through this exhausting but really cool process of trying to bring awareness of a specific belief that I have, where it came from, and how it's affecting my life. The one that we touched on was one that I deal with pretty regularly, so it was really great to go over it. And I have a lot of anger around it, and it is around the inequality of women in society here in the U.S. with regard to the interactions of men and women and how women are treated in those. And it's something that I've experienced. Every woman I know has experienced it. Anybody who's ever in a minority experiences inequality to different degrees and throughout different parts of their life and everything. So it's one that makes me really angry, like down to my core, or it did. So we really dug in there and found, where is that coming from? Where is that anger stemming from? What's it connected to? And how can we break through it? Because anger is really, really heavy. At least for me, it's one of the heaviest emotions that I carry. And so it's one that I do not want, right? And so, oh my gosh, we did this process that had me like frustrated and laughing and smiling and like wanting to wring his neck. But he's so awesome. He's such a gentle, competent guide taking me through this process. And it is such a neat system that he has. So it was really cool to sit and do that. And these are like 2-hour long intensive sessions. So we were breaking that down. And I really came to realize that, I have this anger stemming from the idea that a lot of us are told in society, which is a woman can't do it without a man. That we need men in order to be successful, to survive, to get by, to be happy. We need men. And then I had a completely opposite belief instilled in me, come from a background of really strong, independent women. And I was told through there that you have to do it without a man. Like, that there's a huge level of disrespect that comes from having a man be part of your success or journey at all. And so I've spent my whole life trying to do it on my own and have no partner help of any kind. And even to the point where a lot of the men I've dated, I have wanted to be in a position of control and, paid for their, housed them, clothed them, fed them, really tried to just be in that dominant position so that they weren't helping me. And of course they did. Of course they did. Anytime you're partnered with someone, there's help there. But I fought so hard to not need anybody, especially a man, to help me get ahead. And there's a lot of anger around that, because then here I am stuck where I'm told, like, you need a man, you better not have a man. And that's hard. That's hard to process and go through. And so we looked at archetypes and, what I think of men, what I think of women. We looked at the belief of inequality and where that comes from for me, and what, would have to be believed for that to be true. We looked a bit at society as well, and really got down deep inside to find that I'm angry about, these two different things that I've been sold my whole life. Not being, I hadn't made up a decision on my own because I didn't even really realize that I was having those two combating ideas inside of me. So we dug deep into that and really are at a place where I get to decide now. I get to be in control of the belief. I don't have to just have it because it's always been there. But first, I had to figure out what the belief was that was causing this emotion. So that was a really neat process. And I can say that, I've come to the end of week one and dealing with that. And I've had several conversations this week with women that have just come up. I think right now, with the political climate and everything, there's a lot of attention on inequality and women especially right now, so which is so cool, that we're actually getting a spotlight on this. But I was able to have these conversations without any anger attached and really just sit and listen and talk about the things at hand and not have the anger come up, which meant I actually got to be present and in control in those situations and not just have this fire fueling everything I was thinking and saying. So to go from a life of being angry to not being angry at all after one session, pretty killer. So cool. Yeah, and so that was one of the main things that we worked on. And then how I can apply that same process to other beliefs in my life and do the same process in order to have a similar effect. Find the belief and then decide on it for myself. So super excited about that. That was really, really cool. And I'm really looking forward to this upcoming week. Week two, week one and two, they're all about education, finding things out, finding out the patterns, the beliefs, all of the background stuff. So the next part of this that we're going to be going into is looking at patterns and looking at love, self-love, romantic love, connection with others, and really how to love yourself and celebrate yourself. And so looking at some of where the beliefs, the negative beliefs I have surrounding love and myself come from, and then how to break that down and begin really celebrating who I am and really showing myself some love. So whew, boy, do I need that. Who doesn't, right? So yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm so thankful for Jeremy, the human optimization consultant, who's come up with this really great belief system management course, and that I'm going through now. So stay tuned, and I'll tell y'all next week how week two goes.